and say, well, I didn't feel well enough to come in, and they said if you don't feel well, come in, and that made me stay home, so I didn't get paid. So I'm kind of worried about that as an employer. And I don't know if that really helps or hurts your productivity, because sick people still do work.
I mean, each side makes sense here to me.
Yeah.
So I think now it's time for a song.
Yeah, definitely now.
We will be back right after this with some news about Mike Huckabee writing a book.
Yay.
Be back later. All right, welcome back. One of our final topics here is former Governor Mike Huckabee is writing a book, and he will be coming to Iowa during his book tour. And the book is just 12 stories about his life. Is that my understanding?
Yeah. He said it's his 7th book, and it's called A Simple Christmas. The book includes 12 stories from Huckabee's life, intended to help people better focus on what's important in life. It's almost like this guy was a minister or something.
Yes. So, what do you? I have to ask: is this just an excuse for Mike Huckabee to come to Iowa early?
I kind of think it is. I think this is a complete political run. Although I would have to say that I do feel like Huckabee would be the type of person to write a book just because he would think it'd be a couple of good stories that people would actually like to listen to. But I do think it's a political run.
3 words: go away, Huckabee. This guy is just I don't like him at all as a candidate, and this is what he's doing. He's making his 2012 run, and I just.
Well, he has to find some kind of.
I can't even fathom voting for someone who has a fair tax policy. That's just the 18% sales tax, no income tax. It makes no sense. I just do not like him as a policy.
That's gaining popularity, though.
That's the worst.
We will discuss that at another episode. We will discuss the fair tax on our next episode, because that is very interesting.
Huckabee is crazy,
but he has to find an excuse to get here because Pawlenty is coming in November. Is coming this month.
Mm-hmm.
So
Jindal's been here since the floods, and he's got to come.
Palin's book tour starts on November 18th.
Palin actually turned down. We talked about a while ago that Palin had gotten an invite by a local group to come talk at their meeting, and she turned them down.
Really?
So
do you think it's a good?
Hopefully, she's going away too.
Do you think it's a good decision for him to be starting this early? Because he is starting.
I'm biased. I'll admit. I get away, Huckabee. No,
if he wants to win, this is a good decision for him.
No, Huckabee.
I actually would say, and I don't really care for him, but I would actually argue that it is a terrible decision to start this early, because no one is that upset. I mean, he's not going to lose name recognition, because you do not forget the name Huckabee, and he doesn't need that in Iowa because he won Iowa. That was the only state he did win, and he has a national television show.
See, I don't
think he needs to be doing this. I think this is a bad idea, because I would let Pawlenty, because his campaign, as we discussed on one of our last episodes, is Freedom First, which is a very familiar to Country First, which obviously didn't work out, and he's starting way early. People aren't sick of Obama yet.
Yeah, I think it's going to hurt him in the long run, because just take the 2008 election as an example. He was nobody. He got found out in Iowa, and then he went into nowhere once people started looking at him. People do not agree with him and his politics. He's very socially conservative, and he has this fair tax policy, which I don't know what planet he got that from. It makes no sense, but that's a different show. But him being in the limelight is horrible for him. He's just not in tune with the voting base. I just think this is going to hurt him.
Ryan, do you have any last words
No,
on
I
this?
don't. I think I switched my opinion on this after I heard you guys talk about it.
All right.
Well, we're both pretty biased. I'll admit I do not like Huckabee as a candidate. He's probably a nice guy, but not as a candidate.
All right, moving on. Our last topic we have right here. Well, would you like to describe it, Marcus? It's No Heaven.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Everyone knows how a Hawkeye victory ends with the Hawkeye victory polka or the "In Heaven There Is No Beer" song. It's starting to get a little bit of controversy around it. It's happened before, and it was actually banned in the 70s. It was banned.
That's correct.
It was banned in the 70s, then brought back in 82. But they believe that they're banning it because they think it encourages drinking. Because the lyrics are, "In heaven there is no beer, that's why we drink it here. And when we're gone from here, our friends will be drinking all the beer." So they associate that with the drinking culture of college, and that we should try it. And if the university's serious about stopping drinking, they should stop playing this song. What do you guys think?
No. It's an old tradition.
It's tradition, and it's a kick ass song.
Yeah, and really, this song is not going to encourage drinking. All the downtown bars are going to encourage drinking.
They're gonna, students are gonna celebrate the way they always have. They're gonna go
home,
out,
sleep, and then go drink.
That's probably what's gonna happen. And them having that song in the stadium is not gonna change the unofficial beer band that goes around and plays that song at every bar after a victory or the night before a football game. It's not going to get rid of the song. It's not going to change anything. And they've regulated it enough that we only listen to it when the Hawks win.
Yeah.
So it's not.
And
like
a majority of these kids have already been drinking with tailgate even before this song has been played.
Most of the student section's already pretty inebriated. Yeah. This Des Moines Register article brought up some other songs that are similar to this that are unofficial fight songs to schools that they play after they win. Here's one from the University of California called the California Drinking Song. And if you're going to get upset about our song, you should be flaming mad about this. The lyrics go, "And when the game is over, we will buy a keg of booze and drink to California till we wobble in our shoes. So drink tra-la-la, drink tra-la-la, drink, drank, drunk last night, drunk the night before.
This is very creative.
Gonna get drunk tonight like I never got drunk before. For when I'm drunk, I'm happy as can be, for I'm a member of the Souse family."
That is, yes.
I can see a problem with that song.
Much more
that encourages not
pro-drinking.
only drink, but binge drinking until you are lost. I mean,
and
that's
wobbling in your shoes.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
gonna get drunk tonight like I never got drunk before.
I just like the
if you're gonna get mad about saying
part.
that there's no beer in heaven, you're crazy.
You were okay. You're just flat out crazy.
You're crazy and not.
Well, they have they have an understandable point.
Yeah.
I just disagree because it loses. I mean, it just loses
They're
ground.
They're running into problems because they're trying to change the college culture of drinking,
Which
and
isn't
that
going to
is just
happen.
never going to happen. It's
Exactly.
just, I'm
if you have to
sorry.
get rid of that, then you have to get rid of movies that glorify it. You have to get rid of an entire section of American culture, which they're not going to do.
Yeah, and the song doesn't encourage getting plastered. It encourages to have a celebratory drink. And I think this is a good example of what the university is doing wrong. They're attacking drinking as a whole. They're attacking underage drinking, which is an understandable thing, but that's not really the danger. The danger is binge drinking.
That's a good point.
And that's what they should be going after. Is they should be focusing on ways to discourage and get people to stop binge drinking rather than drinking a beer or just drinking to relax with their friends. I don't care if it's underage or you're of age. Binge drinking is what the university needs to focus on stopping because that's where all the problems come from.
But how do you separate the binge drinking from just any drinking when you're trying to fight it?
You focus on education programs such as like even flyers that encourage people, with the dangers of binge drinking. You don't take away the beer
Flyers?
song. Well, that's just an easy example.
It with flyers?
That's it. Well, I'm not trying to solve the problem of binge drinking. What I'm saying is that you can't attack drinking the institution because of one small sect of them.
I think that's a very good point. But I agree with Ryan that I don't know how you would begin to concentrate.
Yeah.
Just on binge drinking.
Well, that's not our jobs. We're not the university administration, so.
Exactly. Well, I think that makes a good show, folks, for listening. And we will go ahead and leave you now. Although if you'd like to join us later, you can still comment on this show on Facebook or Twitter. Submit articles. We always want more articles.
Yep.
More things to talk about. Any topic you'd like for us to discuss. You can email us at informavores11@yahoo.com. Or if you missed any part of this show and you'd like to go back and listen to it, you can listen to us on our YouTube channel.
Yep, so I'll have that up for you guys probably about midnight or so. But if you guys check our Facebook and Twitter pages, you'll know.
All right.
So, thanks again
have
for
a good
listening,
night
guys.
and enjoy Kenny Wheats.